NEICITELLSIT. Welcome back to my channel. You know what to do if you're here. Go ahead and click that like, make sure you subscribe, and stay tuned for the rest of the video. So in today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys how I started my business. So if you don't know, I am the owner of Queenspalaceboutique, Queenspalaceboutique.com. I'll leave all the info in the description, so, stay tuned and just wait till the end. So, how did I start my business? I started my business in 2019. When I started my business, I didn't know specifically that I wanted to sell clothes, specifically women's clothing, but it just fell into place, I went through vendor lists, which I believe was a waste of money, because when people send vendor lists, most of the time, they're not selling you their vendors. They're selling you vendors that they research, vendors that they probably tested out, but they don't probably use on a regular basis. So my first vendor list was not the best. I tried again with another one, and it was vendors I already had at that point. That was 2020 during the pandemic. I still, as business goes and grows, you have to try to evolve. When I first started out, I started out with a local vendor here in Miami, and that vendor is A1. I still use that vendor to this day. But the thing is, their prices for when you're just starting out, you could only get a limited amount of pieces. And every piece comes with 6 in it, 2 smalls, 2 mediums, and 2 larges. So knowing that now, it's like, okay, maybe it does make sense, but their prices were so high for my $300 budget. It was like, you're only about to get like 4 pieces, and then you got to make do with that. So I started off with a small collection, and that's what I did. My second collection, I tried vendor some overseas in China, and it wasn't the best. The quality wasn't the best, and I never ordered anything that way again. I just used my local vendors because I could actually go walk in the showroom, I could feel the clothing, I could look at the sizes, I could see if it's true to size. If it's not, like, how do I feel about it? How my customer's gonna like it? Because one thing when you're selling anything, quality assurance does matter. Quality assurance does matter. You have to make sure that you're selling A1 stuff, your quality is good, and stay true to yourself. I'm not gonna put my name or my business at risk for bad quality. I'll just take that L. Like, at that point, just take the L. Like, it was a waste of money. Most vendors don't give refunds, or if they do, then it's this restock fee, and it's just like, it's a hassle. So no, being a business owner is not easy at all. There's always trials and tribulations, but I mean, the reward is always good, right? You're making other people look better. You're making other people feel good. You're getting tagged in photos. You're like, damn, like, my customers really be looking good. Like, duh, look what I'm selling to them. But yeah, so I started off with $300. At that time, I had a business partner, so we probably went 150, and did half. And when I said we started probably with 4 items, we sold 4 items. And another thing, when you're starting in a business, plan. This is what I didn't do. We just didn't plan. You have to plan. You have to plan your content. You have to plan your marketing. You got to plan your launch. Your launch includes your content, includes what you're going to do, how you're going to market. Like, it's very important when you start, you really write down and plan how you're going to do this. You don't want to just wing it and then get 0 results. It's very important to plan. I can say that now because I learned. But yeah, so we started off with $300 for pieces, and our pieces sat for a while. It probably took over 6 months to sell out of those products. And even still, we still had like one of this, one of that, and that's okay. That was our first year in business. We did not know what we were doing, and it's okay. So the second time around, we dropped another collection again. That was a collection from China. I'm not gonna say all the pieces are bad, but most of what I thought would have been like a cotton was polyester, And I'm not knocking polyester because that's like a fitness type of material, but it wasn't meant for what I ordered. So I ordered some sweats. The sweats were cute. I ordered like a crop top and some pants, like a little set, another set that was also cute. I ordered a cheetah print dress, and that was also cute. The quality wasn't the best, but it was not the worst. It was literally what everyone else was selling at that time. So that was like at the end of 2019, and I'm like, okay, I'm getting this. Like, you know, I'm learning what my customers like. And at that time, I was doing pickup deliveries. I was in my car. I was making it happen. Of course, I had the online website, but for my locals, I was available. And I think that's another thing. When you're starting out, you want to be accessible. You don't want to be like, no DMs, no this, no that. You want your customers to feel like, hey, I can talk to her. Like, hey, this doesn't fit the way I thought. What can we do to fix this? Is it no refunds? Can I do an exchange? You want to make your message clear. Like, it's definitely important to make your message clear. So that's what I learned. Also, that collection went well. So I don't have any pieces from that collection actually. And that's a blessing because, so yeah, before I made the website, before I got the pieces, or before I spent any major money on clothes, like my inventory itself, the first thing I had to do was register my business. So for me, I went to sunbiz.org, which is a Florida Department of State where you register your business. I looked up the name, made sure the name was not taken. I looked up, made sure my domain was not taken. And then I bought it. We bought it. So that's a big part when you're first starting off. You want to research your business name. You want to make sure the name isn't taken. You want to make sure that your website domain that you want it the way you want it is not taken, it's up for grabs, and then you buy it. Number one. So I'll just say the EIN is free. You'll pay some money for the domain, especially if it's a yearly thing or every 2 years. It depends. I got mine off GoDaddy. At that time, I was using GoDaddy website and marketing. And I'm not going to say it was the worst. It was very good for my first website. I loved it. It was easy to maneuver. The back end was easy. Everything was just smooth. What I am going to say is your business name is your business name. This is a name that's going to be seen everywhere unless you change it. And you don't want your customers getting confused like, hey, I thought it was Queen's Palace, and then no, it's styled by this, and like, what's going on? So you want to make sure that your business name, if you're going to keep it permanently, that you do stick with it and make sure that it's something that you love and it's catchy, like, you know, something that you want people to remember. Like if they're thinking like, hey, what's the name of that store? They could just type it in and, you know, it's something memorable and easy. Like you just like, you have to think as a customer, like, you know, you're not going to be trying to remember this name. No, you're going to see another person selling the same thing, then you're going to go buy it from them because you can't remember the website. So I think that's very important. Making sure your website name is rememberable. Like, make sure it's something that people will remember. Even though they'll get emails, texts, whatever you send them, you want to make sure they know, like, hey, Queen's Palace Boutique, that's the boutique that be selling all the fly clothes. And, you know, we be doing it over here. Like, yeah. So you definitely want to do that. And also research with the type of clothing that you want to sell. You're never going to know fully what your customers want until you actually ask them. That's what you need to ask. What do you feel comfortable sourcing? What do you feel comfortable giving your audience? You know, it's like, what do they really want? I sell more of a sexy, sophisticated club wear, but you could also wear it not to the club. It's like this is subtle. This is lounge wear you can wear in the house. And I'm moving my business into a more age-developed business. Like, I'm not gonna be just selling club wear. I'm gonna have outfits for different occasions, and I do. So moving forward is you always want to grow. Like, your business always has to evolve. It can't stay stuck in the past, because other trends come, and if your audience want that, it's on you to deliver it, or someone else will. So I definitely say research what you want to sell. Research. It took me, I wanted to start this business back in February. It took me probably 3 months to start and to really be serious about it. It took me 3 months to actually buy my LLC, like purchase my LLC and register it. And it took a while because I wanted to make sure this is something that I was sure of. I got the vendors, research, like just research. It's imperative that you research. And nowadays you can source things from anywhere. Nowadays you really don't have to do as much research, because you can actually pay people to do the research for you and give you the information. So bingo, if you haven't, do it. It's definitely about convenience nowadays, and that's very important. So, and that's all for this video. So if you enjoyed it, if you want to hear more, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and turn your post notifications on, so every time I upload, you will know. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and NEICITELLSIT, I'm out. Peace.